there are a lot of similarities between General Rice and Caleb Nichol.
We're trying to find those because I agree with you. I love Caleb Nichol. He was my favourite character I think I ever played because he looked very like all the other ones. That was coincidental. Amazing. But he was naughty as well, and I loved that. He was just a bad person. He was a naughty boy, so he was always up to something, and I loved that. It made it fun. So we're going to try and get a bit more of that into this character, but we're just establishing ourselves at the moment, so we'll see how it goes.
Kind of going off that, you've done a lot of political roles in genre television in the past. Are there any other characters that you've done in the past that you kind of draw off on for this role, or any similarities you see?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I am so not like the characters I play personally. I'm a pinko left-wing actor. Dopey drip. Help the poor, look after the dogs, and yet that's not the character that I play. So it's always quite fun. So I tend to draw on people that I've known over the years who like these characters, and so that's where I get it from. So I do worry sometimes that there are very similar characters, but in fact each time I start off with a fresh page, and I just do it. I haven't had many.
You're well hydrated.
I'm going to drown. I'm drown here. I haven't had many people pick out the fact that they're very much the same. It doesn't come up that much, which is surprising considering that they look very similar. And at the same time, the characters are, they're bad guys sort of thing. But I love playing bad guys, and this guy is at the moment looking a bit good, so I'm having chats about that.
Well, he's conflicted he was conflicted for a while.
Well, I thought what he did was pretty cool because he loved his wife and she was gorgeous. He's gorgeous. So she turned into an 8-ball and he said, I'll have that.
Yep. That was going to be my question do you think he actually genuinely has feelings for the 8-ball, or is he just delusional?
For her, delusional of course, but yes, he genuinely adored her. But then when she started, guys like this, they're power hungry and nothing gets in their way, even their children, who is usually the last resort, but in the end they love their power. So what happened in that instance was she stepped over the line and started endangering the city, which he loves his power, and so he had to do that. But I don't think he's happy, because now what's he going to do? There's not going to be a pretty young thing going to want to look at the craggy old man now. He got her young and she stayed young because she turned into an 8-ball, you see. The new ones, they're going to look at her go away, you dirty snake. So there's all that problem I see coming up in the future.
I'm not sure it's the power he's after. It's the saving of everything, and saving Claire and making sure that everything for Claire.
Yes, that's right, but in the end, Claire wants to stand on me.
What am I going to do? But the girls, the great thing about the show is the girls rule the tournament, and they have really the whole way through, and they're great actors, all of them, and it really works quite well. So, because Tony and I are not weak actors, so these girls are having to lay it down, and they're doing it. So it's great. So I'm really surprised at how good it is. When we did it, we didn't have special effects. All we're doing is doing the acting. We're trying to imagine it. And then they said, come and see the first episode. So we went in to see it, and every time a special effect came up, they had a thing on the screen saying, and his wings come out.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's engaging.
My father used to say, fools and little children should never see a job half done.
Right.
I said to them, the producers, consider me a fool. I shouldn't be showing you. I want to see the thing complete, and now that it's complete, it's great. It's really quite good. And yet some of the reviews we got were awful because the guys only saw those silly things.
What's been your favorite part about the series so far? Just
living in Cape Town on a beach in Cape Town, without question, was astounding. It was just every night these guys are surfing. We only get a girl, but mostly guys, and they're there. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting here with a glass of wine, looking at this, and the sun's setting, and it's going through the waves. And these guys, they're not 100 yards from where I'm sitting because the waves come past the house, and I'm sitting there looking at this, thinking, I can't believe this. If I wanted to set this up, it would cost me millions to do this for me. And every night I'm sitting here watching this, it's just astounding. So I'm being facetious, but being in Cape Town is lovely and it's a really beautiful thing. So that's lovely. But as far as the rest of the show goes, my favourite part about it, I just love that basic premise that God turned his back on us. Because if I were God, I think I'd be turning my back on us.